Hello everybody, I am the CCG Collector, and if you're a Wyvern fan, you're in luck, because I've got 5 Premier Limited Edition booster packs to open today. Now if you're not a Wyvern fan, well, stick around just the same. Maybe you'll become one by the end of the video, so we'll see. But Wyvern is definitely a game worth looking into, worth playing if you can get your hands on some cards, because it's good, it's quick, it's a simple game. There aren't a lot of cards in the game, so I would imagine it's fairly easy to collect. If you just want the basics, you know, you just want the limited edition, maybe the Kingdom edition, you should not have too much trouble finding that. But anyway, here we go. We'll start with Kukulkan. He's a Strength 3 Super Flyer. Now, they say Super Flyer means you can fly over 2 rows. The simpler way of putting it is that he can attack any card on the battlefield, because the way Wyvern is set up, you have 2 rows of your own cards and 2 rows of your opponent's cards, and your dragons attack each other's cards. So most dragons can only attack the row in front of them. If you're in the back of your section, tough luck, you can't hit your opponents. If you're a flyer, you can skip over a row. So either from your front to their back or your back to their front. Now a super flyer can fly over 2 rows, but again, really that just means it can attack any card. Raha. Griffin. Amphisbena. Wow, Strength 6. That is a large dragon. Now I know these are commons, so I'm guessing it's a rare, 3 uncommons, and then the rest are commons. Maybe the 4th one is the rare, maybe the first one is a rare. You'd think I'd know, I don't. Swamp. Colchis. Poison Breathing. A Fountain of Youth. Twister. Magical Sword, Flood, Desert, Beowulf, and Sigurd. Alright. So what are all these cards I'm showing you guys? I don't know which one's which. I don't know which one's which. So what are all these cards I'm showing you guys? Well, in Wyvern there are 4 different card types. You've got, let me pull this out and I'll continue. You've got dragons, which are your attackers. So this one is a Strength 2. He attacks at 4 strength from face down and 0 from face up. Echidna, Tarask, and Grendel. Okay, I'm pretty sure these are the rares in the first card. Then you've got treasures. And because field positioning is important in the game. I mean, you set up your dragons in rows, and there is a reason for that. Each row can have up to 2 treasures on each side of it, which will affect it. So like this sword says dragons in this row get +1 strength when attacking. Now, your dragons all start face down, and so do your opponents. So when you're attacking, you might not necessarily know what you are attacking. And if you hit a dragon, if a dragon attacks a dragon, then they fight. And higher strength wins, lower strength is defeated. If you hit a terrain, then oftentimes your dragon, it's kind of like a trap. Your dragon will get hurt by that terrain. It might just be a strength modifier. It might be another strength modifier. It might say, you know, a dragon can only attack face down cards for the rest of the game. So that's what terrain does. And then finally there are action cards. Some are battle actions, some are reactions, some are just basic actions. But either way, they're the, you know, events, or whatever you want to call them. Interrupts, not instants, but sorceries, I guess, if you want to use magic terminology. Lungwang, Celestial, Kukulkan. So now I know that fellow is... Wait a second. So this is the rare. Son of a gun. So now these are all goofed up. Well, that's okay. So that means that this and this and this, which means that Grendel must be the rare, and then that means that this fellow must be the rare as well. Cool. So Lungwang and Celestial and Kukulkan, and then this Sinoprosopi fellow is our rare from this pack. And so I mentioned actions. Some actions are just simple things you can do, like this one says look at a player's hand. some are Dragon Slayer actions, which you play instead of attacking with the dragon, and those usually kill a dragon. There are some that kill treasure cards instead. And then there are battle actions. Most actions can only be played before a battle happens. Battle actions are played during a battle. And I mean that's pretty much the game, really. There's a little bit There's a little bit more to it than that. I mean, each player has 25 gold, and when it's that they use to summon dragons and to play actions and treasures and such. The one that's used up, it's used up. Magnetic field. All right. So now this is cool. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have one here. Pardon me for... Yeah, which is this? 128. That means that the magnetic field is right here. So this is a card that was reprinted. Now, Premier Limited... okay, so reprinted is not really a very profound thing to say about this, about the cards in this game, because Premier Limited was the base set, then then Limited Edition reprinted all those cards, gave them updated text and whatnot, and added a few more. Then Kingdom Edition reprinted all of those, and reprinted 40 cards from an expansion called Phoenix. So saying a card is a reprint is not that significant in this game. However, saying a card is reprinted from Premier to Limited, or in this case Kingdom, may be significant, because in addition to wording changes, like this one, cancels the play of any action card. The action card is discarded with no effect, and Magnetic Field is also discarded. This card can be played anytime, even during a battle. To just the more basic, the Magnetic Field can be played at any time to counter the play of any kind of action card. There you go. But you'll notice too, this is the cost to play the card. Apparently they felt after they printed this and they had done some playtesting, well, the players had done some playtesting, that 1 gold was too cheap for a card like this, so they bumped it up to 2. But if you have this original one, which I now do, if you have this original card, you can use it in any deck and it's tournament legal, and you would play it, by paying only 1 gold instead of the 2. So that was something cool that Wyvern did. It said, yeah, okay, we're making some changes to the cards, but the old ones are still valid. And I think that's a really cool idea. So, let's see. You'll probably find some repeats here. Okay, Fireball and Firebolt are not repeats. That's good. Thought they were. Because, as I say in some other videos, oh, did I put commons in this pile? 1, 2, 3, I did. Because as I say in some of the other videos, with only 130 something cards in the set, you're going to see repeats. And Wyvern was never that great at card distribution to begin with. I mean, you already saw I had a couple of longs, this fellow, and other things like that, so... But whatever, I mean, that's part of the fun, isn't it? And with our last pack. You know what? I'm going to make this one fun. I'm going to... Oh, it just occurred to me that... Well, that's okay. I will not tell you what just occurred to me. So we'll go to the commons first. We got Fire Breathing, which you guys have seen. Cauldron. Volcanic Eruption. Another Fireball. Secret Treasure. Wyvern. Now, a lot of the cards have this gold stuff on them. I'm guessing it's from the back of the cards, because you see they're very shiny. And it's looking like I'm able to rub this off with my glove. Maybe not. But just something to keep in mind. As with a lot of Premier sets, the first print run is never the greatest. Alright, now we will take a look at the uncommons, which are Snowdrifts, Crevice. So Snowdrifts, a dragon caught in a snowdrift. I do like the colorful wording they use instead of, the dragon that this card is attached to. A dragon caught in a snowdrift must pay 1 gold piece to attack. It's not even the card name, so Snowdrifts, dragon caught in a snowdrift. But, that's kind of fun. We know what it means, right? Must pay 1 gold piece to attack, so that's cool. Crevice, dragon is not able to play action cards during attacks and defense for the rest of the game. Does not affect flying dragons. Again, opponent may not play action cards when battling with a dragon that this is attached to, but it just is so much... I like it a lot more to be able to read dragons not able to play action cards. You know, they give us a little bit of credit that we can understand this, and that's nice. Leviathan, strength 5. And the rare. Jormungandr, strength 7. My goodness. I mean, nothing else to him, but 7 strength is nothing to sneeze at. He's a serpent that wraps himself around the world. Well, I should say so, even though he looks like he's shorter than grass, but, you know, whatever. So that's a pretty cool rare there. And what else do we have? We've got Grendel, Amphisbina. I know I'm mangling these. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to mangle these unless they have an extensive knowledge of all cultural pronunciations throughout the world, because the dragons pictured on these cards do come from all sorts of cultures. This one's from the Sahara Desert. This one's in cold weather climates, so clearly not the Sahara. This one is from the entire world, apparently. Now, I don't know which culture these each come from. I mean, Jorgman, it sounds kind of, what is it? Norse? Viking-ish? And then magnetic field is magnetic field. Anyway, the thing I was going to say, one last note before I let you all go, is that there's a card, there are 2 cards. They're ultra rare cards. I think there are 1,000 total, one in every, 500 packs or some craziness, some ridiculously small amount of availability. And I thought, well, we'll make it fun. Maybe the rare is one of those. Haha, good joke. And we'll reveal it last. But I remembered that those special cards, they're a gold and a silver Wyvern card, and they have these numbers around them, and they're punched out. So you might have, there are punch outs in the card. So you would know right away if it was upside down. Hey, this is not a normal card. It'd still be exciting. Anyway, the point is, I am the CCG collector. This is Wyvern Premiere. A blast to open, a blast to talk about. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.